Hey loves! Today I'm doing an in-depth makeup tutorial on how to achieve this look right here. Since I'm already done with the makeup, I'm going to show you how I did it. So on TikTok, I get a lot of questions asking about makeup, and I'm always getting asked like to do a makeup tutorial. And I have a makeup tutorial up on TikTok, but I don't have like an in-depth one, so I'm going to be making it on YouTube instead. So I gelled down my eyebrows earlier in the day, so don't be mad, I'm not going to do it right now. But the gel... Anyways, the gel that I use is the e.l.f. Laminating Brow Gel. I love it. I love it. And then this is, don't mind how crusty it is, but it's the one that has the dual like brush. I love this one. It's so convenient to me, I feel like. I don't know. Oh, and then my lashes are clusters. I have a mix of two different ones. Don't mind how messy, but the Nelly ones in Shy, you can get these on TikTok. And then the KU ones in Y01D Mix. Those I think are from Amazon. But yeah, and then I use the KU Lash Glue. We're gonna start with the skin prep, guys. Skin prep is so necessary. Like, you don't know. Like, you don't, like, skin prep is literally it's your base. Like, that's how you're gonna get a good, flawless base. So for me, I'm not sure like if there's like a right way to do it, but I do it this way. I mean, you do what works for you. I use two toners. I use the Bioma Redness Relief Toner, and then I go with the April Skin Toner. So I use this one first because it's like a mist. Go ahead, spray a little bit on there. And right after, I go with the April Skin Toner. This one's more of a like milky kind of toner, and it's pink. Put a few drops and rub this one into my skin. I love mixing these two together just because they're such a good combination. Like, I love the pink April Skin one because of its milky consistency, but then I love the mist because of its like redness relief. It helps with a lot of blemishes. It's really good, guys. Next, you want to have any type of sunscreen in your base, like under your makeup, because sunscreen is very beneficial for your skin, guys. Like, it's not just for the sun, like it's for your skin. So I use this one from Ulta. My mom actually recommended it to me, and it's really good. As for like greasiness, I feel like it's a little bit oily, but I mean, under my makeup, it's not an issue. My skin is kind of a mix of oily and dry. Okay, now I go in with the Nivea cream. Wait, I've always wanted to know how to pronounce this.
Nivea.
Nivea? That sounds ugly. Nivea. This is a Nivea cream. No, wait, no offense. But Nivea. This is a good cream. I really like this one under my makeup. I used to use, like before I got into like skin prep and whatever, I used to use just this under my makeup, and it was honestly really good. But I do see a difference with everything else, like the toners and the sunscreen. It's just my base gets more smoother. And that's literally, I feel like, what everybody wants, a smooth base. Okay, now I'm gonna conceal my eyebrows. I don't conceal the bottom, I just conceal the top, and I use the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. Don't mind how crusty it is. And this is the shade Amber. I only conceal the top because I feel like when I conceal the top and the bottom, it brings a lot of attention to my brows. And my brows are already thick enough. So I don't really like all the attention on them. I use this Real Techniques brush, and this is the 245 brush. You can use any flat brush. Literally anything works. This is just the one that I have. And I just go ahead and shape them. Carve them the way that the brow is going. And then I do the same thing on the other one. Go ahead and put a little bit there. I blend with like this dense brush, and then I use my powder puff after. I just use this one to kind of get close to the brow without messing it up. And then I go with the powder puff to blend everything else, and then the beauty blender on top to really get in there. But yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this on YouTube because I'm always getting comments asking about makeup. That makes me happy. Okay, now that I have concealed the top of my brows, I'm gonna go with the primer. This is the primer that I use. I use the Maybelline. Try again. This is the Maybelline Grippy Serum. I like this primer. The only thing I don't like about it is it's kind of watery. So it does run really fast, so you don't want to put too much. But you want to put enough, you know what I mean? Another difference, like another tip that I have with makeup is the primer. Like, no, like not the type of primer, but the way you put the primer on. Pat it in, do not rub it in. I know that sounds kind of pointless, but me personally, I have seen a change whenever I rubbed it in versus whenever I started patting it in. So now I'm gonna go with the fan just to kind of dry the primer and get it tacky a little bit. Now I'm gonna go with my foundation. I swear by this foundation, guys. Like, this is a drugstore foundation and it's so good. Like, so good. Y'all need to listen to me for real. The foundation is the Maybelline New York foundation. And I have it in the shade 322. So I just love this foundation. This is the Lumi Matte one. And then I use the same brush that I use for my concealer. And I just literally paint my face. I love putting on my foundation like this. It feels like I'm painting. I feel like that's why I love doing my makeup so much. It's like painting. I love to paint. I used to paint. I don't paint anymore.
I don't paint anymore. I used to paint.
And now I blend with a dense, don't mind how crusty it is, Loki. A dense, kind of fluffy, kind of dense brush. And this is the Mange brush. I saw another girl on TikTok using this for foundation, this brush. But then I saw another one using it for bronzer. Honestly, I think it's good for any liquid product. I would also recommend like avoiding under your eyes. Try not to go like super duper under your eyes with the foundation, just because that's where you're putting the concealer, and you don't want it to be packed of a lot of makeup. You know what I mean? You want little makeup but still good makeup. Like, you want it to be smooth. Now I'm gonna go with a beauty blender and just smoothen it out, just in case the brush left any streaks. I normally don't have any issues with that brush, but just in case. Now with the makeup wipe, I'm gonna wipe off the makeup on my lips. Now guys, let me put y'all on. I'm gonna put y'all on to, in my opinion, the best liquid bronzer and the best liquid blush. So for liquid bronzer, the Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Warm Pecan. Yeah. Warm Pecan. I love this one. And then blush, again, Juvia's Place in the shade Pink Lady. I love it. I literally love it. I love it so much. So for the brown, and both of these are super duper pigmented, guys. Like, you don't need a lot. You seriously don't. They're so good. Look at how pigmented first off, and look at how effortlessly like it blends. It's so good. It's very buildable as well. If you need more, you just add a little bit and it like builds it up super quickly. I do get a lot of questions about nose contour. I put the bronzer on my nose, under the tip of my nose, and I bring it up kind of sort of like a V, and I try to grab a lot of that bronzer and I make a line across it like that. And then I'm gonna go from the eyebrow down back to that horizontal line that I made. I kind of put a little too much bronzer, guys, but it's okay. Now I take like a dense-ish, kind of flattish, but also fluffy brush, if that makes sense. And I just kind of blend it in that same area that I put it. I know it looks a little crazy, just trust me, okay? So now I'm gonna go with the Juvia's Place blush that I had said earlier. This is the shade Pink Lady. And this one is also very pigmented. You don't need a lot. I love it. Like, it's such a pretty pink color. Look at the pigment. Guys, it's so pigmented. I remember the first time using this, I was so scared. Because I'm not really one to use a lot of blush. So whenever I first used it, I put like a lot on. When I tell y'all I looked like a raspberry, I looked like a raspberry. And then I keep it up here. I feel like that gives more of a lifted look. I don't know if that's just me, but as for my nose, I really don't do much, like literally like that. Now we're gonna move on to concealer. I use two different types of concealers. The first one I use is the same one I used on top of my eyebrows, the L'Oreal Inflammable in the shade, Ember. And then I use the Too Faced one, but this one is, the logo is rubbed off, but this is the Too Faced Born This Way one in the shade Warm Beige. So I use the L'Oreal one first. Since this one is a lighter shade, I put it in the inner corner and on the side of my nose. And then I go in with the Too Faced one. Since this one is a darker shade, it's not that far, but a little bit. I put it on the outer, a dot on the tip of my nose, and then a little bit on my forehead. So I know a lot of people say like to let it sit. I don't really let it sit very often. Like, I'm usually always in a rush, so I just blend it and, you know, go on about my day. I don't really see too much of a difference whenever I do let it sit. I feel like since these concealers are very fast to dry, it's harder to blend. So I would let it sit, but not too much, like just a little bit. For the pressed powder that I'm about to use, it's the Maybelline Fit Me one. And this is triple twos, 1, 2, 3 twos. Not triple T, triple two. And I love this powder. As you can see, I'm kind of out. I'm running out on it. Okay, now I blend my concealer with a powder puff. Now this is another key to a good under eye. If you have two different types of concealers, I would recommend keeping the light with the light and the dark with the dark, if that makes sense. Just because that's the whole point you're putting it there. Like, that's why I'm putting the light concealer over here, because I want this part of my face to be lighter than the other side. So blend, 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 and don't like go blending the light all the way over here because you don't want it to be light over there. So also, I don't know if y'all could see that top part right here. It's kind of like a big blob. I go with a brush and I kind of like fuzz it out just so it's not super harsh. Then I continue. Now once I'm done with the light concealer, I'm going to turn my powder puff at this angle and go this direction. I'm going to kind of merge the two right here, go down a little bit, and then blend outwards. This creates kind of a like wing. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. I personally don't, but I think that would be cute for like a special event or like an eyeshadow look kind of moment. But for me, not today. I don't really feel like that. Okay, now guys, this is really important to have a smooth under eye. You get your pressed powder or any powder that you want to use. Tap it in there. Tap it a little bit on your hand. Get your other one that you're blending with. Blend, blend, blend. Have this one ready. Blend, blend, blend. Get those creases out. Then get your powder puff and start patting in that pressed powder. Another tip with the powder, I don't know if y'all saw, but I started right here instead of up here, and I worked my way up. The reason I do that is because you have a lot of powder on your powder puff, and you don't want to pack all of that powder into that one spot under your eye because it's going to make you look cakey. So I like to go up and then get up here. Boom, that's so cute. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now for the rest of my face. I don't know if y'all remember, but I did put concealer on my nose. So we're going to sharpen it up. I'm just going to make a little like circle here. And then with the concealer left on the brush, I'm going to make a little line down the middle just to bring back that nose contour and go back to the shape that I wanted to have. And with the powder puff, I kind of make it a little small and I just blend it a little. Not too much because I don't want it to be too fuzzy. I want it to be fuzzy, but I want it to be noticeable at the same time. Once you have that, I'm going to go back again with the pressed powder and just kind of put it on the parts that I have concealer. For today, my nose contour is really harsh, so I'm going to put the powder on top of it as well, just so it can be a little bit lighter. Because you want the nose contour to be there, but you don't want it to be like too harsh, and then people are gonna look at you like, what's on your nose? Okay, and blend the top part of my forehead. Now I'm gonna put pressed powder on the top, also around my eyebrows where I put the concealer, because I like to put the powder everywhere that there was concealer. So right now I would bake, but I'm not gonna bake today just because I'm not really going out too like much, just going out for a little bit. So I don't really need to bake, but to bake, use the Huda Beauty powder. Ignore how messy it is. And this is the original packaging. They have a newer packaging, but shoot, I've been an OG. I still have my old one, and it's really, really good. Huda Beauty powder, so good. I love it. Like, this makes you look like a filter. I'm not even lying. For my lips, I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Stain Lip Liners, the lip markers. I'm gonna use a darker one. This is like a brownish one. This is the shade Beige Bait. I use it just to align my lips and go over the natural lip liner that I have. And then I go with more of a like pinkish shade, and this is the shade Rose Macaroon. And I just fill it in, just to be a little bit more pink on the inside. Okay, now we can go with all the powder products since I set my concealer. I'm gonna start with the NYX Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Butter Down. This bronzer, guys, it's really good. I love it. I don't know if it's just because it smells really good or what, but I literally love it. I think it's just, it blends effortlessly. It's just really good. So the same way that you set your concealer with powder is the same way you're setting everything else. So I'm setting the liquid bronzer with powder bronzer. And then I'm going to set the liquid blush with the powder blush. The blush kind of disappeared with the concealer, so I need some. Then I go with the bronzer again with a fluffy brush, and I just kind of define the lines a little bit, not too much. Now for the powdered blush, I use Juvia's Place again. This is the shade Volume 4, and it has two different pinks. I like to use the top one. That's just my preference. I mean, everybody has their own thing. So I use this top one, and I like to do the same thing, keep it up here, and then do the same thing on the other side, and then do a little bit on my nose. Now I'm gonna go with highlighter. The highlighter that I'm gonna use is the Anastasia one. This is the shade Sun Idol. Sorry, it's a little dirty. I'm gonna go with like a little brush and just dab some in there on my nose, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, a little on the top of my lip, and then under my arch of my brow. Also for my brows, I don't know if y'all could tell, they look a little gray. That's also because that can happen because of the powder. So I use the makeup wipe that I had earlier to just wipe away some of the powder and bring back the dark color of my brows. You can fill them in if you want to. My brows are already thick enough. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Guys, I just tried the setting spray on a live on TikTok, and that was my first time trying it, and I'm asking, the viewers, like, oh, like, is this good? How does it work? One of them was like, oh, it's good, just shake it really good because it left me black spots on my face. I was like, and I'm reading it, I'm like, it should say that on here. And it says charcoal setting spray. I'm like, oh, I was like, guys, it should say that on here. And they were like, yeah, it does. It says it in red. Bye. It says it right there. Shake vigorously. Shake it vigorously. Anyways, I hope that never happens to me. She just said that she forgot to shake it that one day, so I put a generous amount because my makeup ain't going nowhere. But I've been using it for the past, 2 weeks. It's the Milani one, and this one, I know there's, a really popular, clear one, a clear bottle, and that one's for dewy makeup. But I wanted to try this one because it's for matte makeup, and I like more matte than dewy. Just because my skin is kind of oily, so I feel like the dewy looks more oily on me, but I don't know, that's up to y'all. Okay, now I'm going to use the Tower 28 lip gloss. This is a clear one. It's kind of pink because I'm always using it with other things. but I just put a little bit. Set down my hair. But yeah, guys, that's the end of my makeup tutorial. I hope y'all liked it, and I hope y'all enjoyed watching. Comment down below if there's anything that I missed or I didn't say. I will definitely tell y'all. Look at my base. I love it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love y'all.